Alright, I'll just give you the initials of this lady. But first, beforehand, I just want you to guess who she is before I give you the initials. Done? Okay. The initials are BPB. AKA Barbara Pierce Bush. Let's get started. Now, usually I would do presidents first before I do the first ladies, but today it's a very special occasion because recently I'm going to upload a speech with Barbara Bush as the speaker. So I just hope you guys will enjoy that episode when it comes. So on this special occasion, let's just talk about Barbara Bush. Sean presents BPB, Barbara Pierce Bush. Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode. So let's get started on today's episode, which is about Barbara Bush, the main speaker for the 1990 Wellesley Commencement speech. We'll get onto that later. Now this woman here, this very old lady here, who died in 2018, recently really, for about 4 years ago, it was Barbara Bush, and she's just plain awesome. Like a lot of you other YouTube videos feature her as like the life of the amazing Barbara Bush and other stuff. But other than that, let's just get into her early life. Let's dive in fact. But let's get started. I have my notes ready. Start. She was born as Barbara Pierce. Barbara Pierce. That was her name. And this is her at a very young age. Yes, this is her. And let's just get started on talking about her actual life in more detail right now. She was born on June 8th of 1925. Actually, let's use blue here. June 8th of 1925. And her parents were Pauline and Marvin Pierce. Well, that's good. She was born in Manhattan at New York City, in New York, of the United States of America. Her early education was when she went to the Milton Public School. This was her elementary school and possibly everything else she went to. After all of the exciting things that happened during childhood, she became this young lady. And this is when she went to a very pristine college called Smith College. And this is the modern day campus of Smith College. And it was during these times, during her college years, that she met the love of her life, the future President George W. Bush. That's her son, but I would more preferably say George H.W. Bush. I'll get into why in another second. So George H.W. Bush will be the future president. He will be the 41st President of the United States of America. And this is their family tree. George and Barbara get married here, and eventually they have 6 children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Their first son is George W. Bush, not George H.W. Bush. This is the reason why we call him H.W. And their second child is Pauline Robinson. And why it's a child's photo here is because she was born in 1949, but she died in 1953 at the age of 3 because of leukemia. Oh yeah, side note here, George W. Bush was born in 1946, the year right after these two people married. They married during World War II in 1945. In 1945 in Rye of New York. And then they moved to Texas in 1948. I'm not sure. Okay, let's use white now. They moved to Texas in 1948. Yeah, that's better. Alright. Then they had their next child, John Ellis. He was born in 1953. Yeah. And one more thing, this guy is Neil Mallon. And he was born in 1955. Then Marvin Pierce came along, and he was born in 1956. Then came Dorothy, or more better known as Actually, that's all I know of her name. Dorothy Walker. Actually, Dorothy Walker. No, not the walkers like from the zombie apocalypse. Also, it is the same name. Dorothy Walker. And she was born in 1959. And in total, with the help... George H.W. Bush and Barbara Pierce Bush in total had 6 children, 14 grandchildren, and 12 great grandchildren. So, this family tree doesn't really tell the whole story. And we'll probably have to talk about that in another episode. And so that is the whole George H.W. and Barbara Pierce Bush family tree that I can at least tell you about in this 10-minute range. And surprise, surprise! Right now, Barbara did a campaign first for her husband, George H.W. Bush, as president. Yay! Bush for president. I guess Bush for Prez. And it succeeded. He became president of the United States, the 41st president of the United States. And then she went on to do it for her son, George W. Bush, and he became the 43rd president. Now, here's the thing here. I've actually heard this. Like, even if there wasn't all of that little controversy stuff like the assassination of John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy and other stuff, we would probably have had a whole lot of Bushes and Kennedys as presidents. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if there wasn't all those controversial events, there would have been more Bushes than Kennedys as presidents. At least more than one Kennedy and more than 2 Bushes. With not the same name as George. Or W for that matter. But setting that aside, let's scroll away. Now I'm just going to get to Barbara Pierce Bush's Wellesley commencement speech. She did that speech in 1990 of June 1st at the Wellesley and Massachusetts Girls Only College. And I've actually watched a video about the whole campus tour video, and it kind of looks all good, but sadly, I cannot go. For obvious reasons. And yeah, in here she just went into wittiness and funniness, and that was how she won over all the students of Wellesley. Then tragedy struck. On April 17th of 2018, she died. This is her grave. She was born on June 8th of 1935 all the way to April 17th of 2018. For all of the 73 years she was married to George H.W. Bush, she and George have been the longest presidential couple in history. And that really does go into the Guinness World Record books. But let's not forget everything else, because Barbara Pierce has done a lot of notable works. She's been at Sesame Street promoting literacy. She thought literacy was the main priority for many people. She loved books. And that's something worthwhile to live for. So she said life should be fun. So life really must have joy. It's supposed to be fun. And let me just quote you here. You're talking about life. And life really must have joy. It's supposed to be fun. So, whatever the case, whatever you're going to be, if you're a graduate or currently you're a student like me, I'm in grade 6 student, and yeah, have a nice day. But we'll never forget you, Barbara Bush, what you've done to the community, and your dream, and well, at least what you thought of having a woman president has almost been achieved. I'm pretty sure you've already seen it since it happened in your lifetime, where Obama beat Hillary. So, hopefully your dream can be achieved. See you guys in the next episode. Shunhan out.